Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and Buying Beverly Hills star Mauricio Umansky is being sued for getting $3.5 million in PPP loans. Not only that, former Real Housewives of Potomac star Katie Rost is debuting a new man that might be familiar to you. Yeah, Chris Samuels, Monique Samuels' ex-husband. Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So before we get to the Mauricio of it all, we have to talk about Katie Rost. So, Katie Rost is an OG of the Real Housewives of Potomac. A lot of people have cited Katie in a lot of moments when she was dragging the Green Eye Bandits. So you all said, bring Katie back, bring Katie back. As you know, Katie has been very open about her own substance abuse struggles. And she's been very open about her opinions in regards to what's been playing out on the show. Well, a lot of people were taken aback today when she posted a photo of her and Chris Samuels. I don't know where she saw them, but she says that he welcomed her back to Potomac. All right, so let me just read to you her caption, okay? Because Katie, I feel like Katie trolls us a lot. And when I say us, I mean all of us that watch. And I don't believe that this is an actual relationship. I think Chris saw her and he was being friendly. A lot of people were speculating that Chris and Charisse were dating just because they were eating with each other at a local restaurant in the DMV. I don't think that automatically means that anyone is together. He is a bachelor and he is looking very good. He's looking snatched. He's looking excellent. So Katie captions the photo saying, "I flirt hard. And when I see a good one, I go for it. Hashtag OG, hashtag RHOP, hashtag Potomac. When Mr. S steps into the building, Katie says, oh yes. Hands in the air emojis. He is such an incredible human. Hashtag Katie vibes. Thanks for welcoming back to Potomac. Side note, all clothes are Marc Jacobs for me." Katie, what? So a lot of people were in the comment section reacting like, girl, this is still not going to get you back on the show. One person says, don't get caught up in no mess, girl. We got proof Monique can fight. LOL. Speaking of Monique, Monique has been back in the headlines. We didn't report on this, but I'll mention it since we're talking about Monique. Monique recently announced that she will not be returning to the radio job that we saw that she had joined while she was on Love and Marriage. I was about to call it DMV. What was it called? Love and Marriage DC. There we go. And I don't know if I 100% believe that. That's the thing with Monique. I don't know if I 100% believe that it was her decision to leave the radio station. But fine, girl. And the reason why I don't necessarily believe, because, the last thing that we reported on Monique, when they were talking about her possibly being on Traders, and then there was all the speculation. Did they pull the contract? Did they not pull the contract? And I have to say, since she decided to leave the radio station, she's been doing a lot of YouTube lives recently and a lot of other things. So I don't know if I 100% believe it. Monique, girl, just go live your life. You don't have to be in any public forum. I think Monique would have done better if she had just left reality television. Really, because I really appreciated the fact they definitely wanted her to come back after that season of Potomac, and she really left on a high note. I think she should have just left, lived her life. I know she recently did a live and she was talking about how reality television basically kept her and Chris together because when they came to reality television, they weren't in a good space, which I found to be interesting. I found that to be interesting, but that's not uncommon if you look at some of the history of other housewives. So I just wish she would gone on and just live her life. Get out of the public arena. Do your YouTube, sell your oils, live your best life. Chris is living his, apparently, with Katie Rost. I don't believe that this is a real relationship. I think this is Katie Rost trolling us for whatever reason. She looks good, though. I will give her that. I see her beautiful natural hair, beautiful. She's still such a beautiful woman. She doesn't need to come back to reality television, though. So y'all can leave that alone. She needs to focus on her sobriety. And that's always what I've said when people have said, bring back Katie. No, Katie needs to work on her sobriety. All right. She's had an uphill climb in regards to her sobriety. I want her to focus on that. And if this is a real relationship between her and Chris, it doesn't need to be on social media for all of us to witness. All right. We haven't talked about Mauricio Umansky in quite a while since the photos of him kissing on some new girl. Recently, they were vacationing. I forgot, was it Mexico? They were somewhere abroad having a good old time. And I'm sure Kyle will make it her storyline on how heartbroken she is, how public he's being with these other people. Fine. Well, this is interesting. Look, there have been quite a few lawsuits against Mauricio that we haven't always covered. But this one, literally, as I was preparing to do the Katie story, came up from our friends over at Us Weekly. They said Mauricio Umansky is being sued for allegedly obtaining $3.5 million in fraudulent pandemic relief loans. Let me tell you something. There are quite a few people that have been locked up since the PP loans have come out for fraudulent PP loans. They've been locked up. So I'm taking this situation very seriously. So Us Weekly says Mauricio Umansky has been accused of fraudulently obtaining $3.5 million for pandemic relief loans. According to court documents obtained by Us Weekly on Thursday, August 29th, Realtor LLC claimed in a new lawsuit that Umansky, who's 54, and his real estate company, The Agency, applied for and received two Payroll Protection Program, PPP, and CARES Act loans in the amount of $3,521,153. The program, as you know, was created to help prevent the termination of employees by providing loans to businesses that were unable to pay workers due to the impact of COVID-19 pandemic. The lawsuit accused Umansky's company of, quote, falsely certifying their need for the loans to pay their employees. The doc states that the amounts the agency applied for and received exceeded the loan amount of 2.5 monthly salary with a cap of $100,000 annual salary per employee. Realtor LLC alleged that Umansky's company would have been minimally impacted by the pandemic shutdown because their revenue came from real estate transactions, typically between millionaires and billionaires, not consumers who were unable to buy goods because of the restrictions from the shutdown. So they were just being greedy. So they said the filing claimed that the agency's business, quote, grew massively during the pandemic by earning $6.5 billion in 2020 and $11.2 billion the following year.
Lies! The lie!
I didn't mean to press that button. I meant to press that button. With this knowledge, defendants would have retained significant reserves to continue to pay their employees. To do otherwise would have been grossly irresponsible, especially for experts in the real estate markets, the doc reads. As alleged above, defendants expressly did not hold themselves out as grossly irresponsible, and their experience and success confirms they were not. The lawsuit asked the court that Umansky and his business pay equal to 3 times the amount of damages caused. In Touch was the first to report the news. Umansky denied the allegations to the outlet. A rep for the agency addressed the allegations to us. They says, while we were unable to comment on ongoing litigation, we want to emphasize that the agency has always operated with the highest level of integrity in all aspects of our business. Like many companies, we faced significant challenges during the COVID-19 pandemic, including layoffs and cutbacks, the statement read. Our focus has always been, and especially during the challenging period, on delivering exceptional service to our customers and support our employees. The claims in this case do not reflect the reality of our operations and financial situation at the time we filed for our PPP loans, and we intend to vigorously defend against their meritless claims. Well, we'll just have to wait and see what exactly this lawsuit will bring to light. Sometimes people file these lawsuits so that they can get more information. But honestly, there were a lot of people in Mauricio's position that were probably getting PPP loans when they weren't supposed to. The first person that came to mind, I believe, wasn't it Kanye? I'm just going to say allegedly because I can't remember everyone. There were a few well-noted people that were in trouble for getting PPP loans, and people were like, "Why did you get a PPP loan? Just because the government said you could apply for one?" Especially people that could front the money for their employees at the time. So it's interesting to me, like 4 years later, that this is coming out. We shall see. We shall see what Mauricio and the agency will say in defense of why they needed this. You hear their statement, but they're going to have to provide proof of that. What do you believe? Do you believe that this was just more greedy millionaires and billionaires wanting free millions for their company? As always, guys, I want to know your reaction to the Katie Roast part of the story and the Mauricio Umansky part of the story. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.
You bring the lighter. I got the view.